that would at least incorporate what everybody has presented. She spoke about kindness, and Hamid was talking about pets. It's not that touched me. I think there was volunteering here, and also clearing desk. And also, I think you also spoke about walking 10,000 steps. There's one thing that I realized that if each of us just starts doing, we can incorporate all these things. That's traveling. So in today's presentation, I'll be talking about why you should travel more. I always say that, and there's one saying that has stuck with me. They said the world is like a book, and if you don't travel, it's like you're just reading just one page. So I'm going to show you why at least you should travel more. Okay. The flow of my presentation today, I'll be talking about some benefits of traveling that at least you can get. There are lots of them, but I'll just focus on 4. And this is basically from my experience and some of the research that I have done over the last week on why you need to travel. Then I also try and give you some help. And one excuse that most people have is, oh, I don't know where to find help if I want to travel. So I'll just give you some help on that one too. Then you can get a chance to ask some questions. Then I'll give you my references. So everyone says we should all travel. And people travel. We all hear people traveling every time. But one question that we all ask is why? Why should people travel? Traveling has mental benefits, physical benefits, psychological benefits. And I know this for a fact because personally, over the last decade, I've tried my best to travel as much as possible. And I've been to 21 countries. And my plan is to do 50 countries by the next 5 years. So I was speaking to one of our colleagues just last week, and I was talking to her about why this year I'm going to Cuba, Mexico, and possibly, if I get a chance, I'll be going to Dominican Republic. Yeah, so you need to at least try your maximum best to travel as much as possible. And one question that I'll ask you is, what is your excuse for not traveling? Because I know we all love traveling because we are here. We left our home countries and we're here. And one excuse that people always give is, oh, lack of funds. But I can tell you for a fact, that excuse is not acceptable. Because I've traveled for cheap so many times that sometimes it even shocks most people when I tell them how much I pay for the trip. And one of the excuses that most people also bring up is, oh, I'm a parent, I'm too busy, I can't make time to travel. That excuse, you cannot accept it today because you have the weekends to travel, and also there are also holidays. Even your employers want you to travel because they need you refreshed so that you can do more for them. And if there was one thing that we all saw, I'll ask you, how did you feel in 2020 when they told you don't go anywhere, stay in your house? Everybody was complaining because just not being able to leave your house to walk to the next junction, you felt entrapped. And everybody was like, oh, when I leave the house, I'm going to travel more. But guess what? 2021 passed and everybody is still stuck where they are. So one thing we realized in 2020 was we all love traveling because when it was taken away from us, everybody was complaining. Yeah. So traveling enhances your health. And this one, I'll speak to just the physical, the mental, and the psychological aspect of it. Physically, she spoke about walking 10,000 steps. Research has shown that if you decide to travel, just moving from your house across the airport alone, you would have taken 5,000 steps. And when you go on a vacation, getting that 10,000 steps can be done easily. Because guess what? Your car will be parked in the house, and because you want to see more of the town or the city that you are in, you walk as much as possible without even knowing because you are enjoying yourself. Before you realize, you check your Fitbit or something, and you've already done 10,000 steps. Yesterday, I decided to go and see the Winnipeg Jets play and the Arizona Coyotes. I had my Fitbit on. I missed my bus. I just lived 4 minutes just from the school here. So I was like, let me just walk to the place. I go to the Canada Life Center. I checked 5,000 steps, and I was shocked. Walking from here to that place, 5,000 steps. That's shorter than just any airport. Traveling also allows you to disconnect from your daily routine. What do we always end up doing? We fall into a routine. Now we are all learning here. You move from home to class, class to home, home to class. It becomes a routine, it becomes boring. What traveling does for you is you're able to disconnect from everything. You come back refreshed. One thing I always tell people is when I travel, I want to always come back home or come back to work and feel that I've forgotten my password to my laptop. That's when I remember enjoying myself. So traveling helps you to also disconnect. And also sometimes you just need to take a step back from everything and take a breath. Because there's so much stress in the world now. Everybody is demanding much from you. You are a parent, you are a mother, your family. So sometimes just disconnect from everything, take a step back and get a breather. It is believed that people who vacation at least every year are 30% less at risk of getting any heart disease. And this has been proven fact because you go through the emotions when you travel. Traveling also makes you smarter. Guess what? If you need to learn a new language, you need to now, it increases your cognitive ability. If you travel to a country where you don't know the language that they speak, you are forced to at least learn a few words. How to say hello, how to ask for directions. By just doing that, you increase your cognitive ability. And I know this for a fact because I took it on myself to travel to some countries that don't speak English. And I was shocked how much I challenged myself just to learn. Because you want to know how to ask for directions, how to ask for money, just the basic stuff. You come back and you realize that you've at least engaged yourself. It also helps you to learn some creative ways of overcoming things. Because when you travel, there's no help. It's just you and possibly your family. Nobody will be there to help you. So if you encounter any problem, you now have to dig deep to find solutions for those ones. It also helps you to at least understand different cultures. Guess what? When we're doing cultural dimensions, some of us were challenged, even though we are very liberal. Some things were said that were like, how does that one work? That didn't work in my country. How come you say it doesn't work? But it allows you to learn more about different countries. Just coming here alone to come and study, we are interacting with 16 different cultures, which also helps us to understand people. And I say, if you feel comfortable where you are, you'll be surprised to know that the world where you are now is just a fraction of the world. Traveling also makes you more interesting. Because guess what? It makes you feel like an adventurer. When you travel, you are looking for new things around. Okay, what's the newest thing here? You all came to Winnipeg. You want to find fun things around to do. You feel like a child again, trying to look for new things out to do. And I would say it also helps you to expand your real social network. Not the one you have on Facebook or Twitter. The real social network, people that you can interact with, not people that you have online. Because when you travel, you make new friends that you can call on. Oh, I'm coming to Mexico, where should I go? Because that person knows you, they can point you in the right direction. Yeah. And also helps you to create a lifetime of memories. Because guess what? When you go, you take pictures. When last week I was showing pictures here, it took me back to the time I was in Kenya. I was like, wow. Because guess what? It was bringing back memories within me. And one question that I was asked is, I put these two pictures there. Which of these two people would you want to listen to after they've come back from vacation? Is it that guy who spent his whole vacation just nursing plants in his garden? Or the other guy who went scuba diving and spent his time swimming with turtles and dolphins and other stuff?
The garden guy.
Yeah, if you are very interested, people want to listen to you because you bring a different perspective. You've experienced something new. And I always say it also makes you love home more. The funny thing about home is when you leave it, you begin to love it more. Since we've all been here, we always now have to now think, oh, when I was back home, because you miss it more. And when you leave home, you give your family and friends a chance to miss you. So when you come back, that's when you are everybody, oh, welcome back, because now you give them a chance to miss you. So sometimes travel, let them miss you. When you come back, you see even your pets will be running to you because guess what? They miss you. But if they see you every day and you are not going anywhere, oh, he's coming at 8 o'clock, he'll be back. So let them miss you small. And sometimes it allows them to value you because when you are away from them, they start to value the things that you were offering to them when you are around. So it has that psychological benefit too. And also there's a renewed bond. When you travel and you come back, it's like the first with you and your family, there's a new bond. What happened? Tell me. Like, people now give you time. You want to listen to what you went through. So, and I always say, if all you know about the world is what you read on TV, then you are narrow-minded. Because trust me, what they say on TV is just a fraction of what is out there. A typical experience that I had was, I'm in Africa, I've heard stories about Liberia, war and everything. I didn't want to go close to it, but I had the chance to travel there, and I went there. When I was going, the company gave me a full security guard, just to protect me. We got there in the first night, guess what? We went through the town without security guard. But before we got there, all we heard was gunshots and everything. But we got there and people were walking around freely, enjoying themselves, which was different from what we saw on the news. I believe today, at least, I've given you enough reason to dust up your passport and pick a place and travel. If you still have excuse of where to go, there are a few resources that I can give you here. There is this website, Visit a City. That's one thing I use. You go on there, just pick a city that you want to go to. It can help you to build an itinerary. Do you want a 7-day itinerary, a 5-day, a 3-day? You can build your own itinerary. Time, stamp, distance to get there. You can get all those things from there. Then if your issue is about cost of traveling, cheap flights, I use Skyscanner. If you go on Skyscanner, we are in Winnipeg. Go on Skyscanner, choose from Winnipeg, and type everywhere. What it will do for you is, it will give you the cheapest price to get to every country possible. Then you can pick the one that you want and go there. And the other secret is, travel on Wednesdays. It's the cheapest day of the week because nobody likes to travel on Wednesdays. Most people like to travel on Thursdays and Fridays. So it's when you pay more. Just pick Wednesday, travel in the evening, and that will be fine. My question is 20 years from now, which one do you think you will miss the most? Is it the places that you didn't go or the things that you didn't do? Or that money that you saved somewhere that you ended up losing it? And I believe it's the place that you didn't go that you will miss. When you are sitting in your retirement chair, you will wish that at least when you are in Winnipeg, you are taking that flight to US, taking that flight to the next country across. Or maybe go to another country. You'll never feel the real taste of sushi. It's the same when you get, unless you go to Japan. You can go to the restaurant next door and taste sushi, but when you get to Japan and you taste sushi, that's where you see the real flavor of sushi. Thank you, and I believe at least I've energized you, at least to pick up your passport and travel. And if you need help, please reach out to me. Please, any questions?
Good. Thank you so much, Elos.
Thank you.
So guys,